Welcome into the Alabama Football Report. I am your host, Chris Daughtry. And Mal Waldrep, 2025 offensive line target for Alabama, has moved up his commitment day, originally supposed to be on July 10th. He took his official visit to Alabama this past weekend, and all of a sudden he's changing up. He moved his his commitment date up till today. He will be committing at 6 p.m. Central Time. So, you know what that means. Make sure you guys have your notifications turned on. You know, when you go up to the notifications and turn them on, it switches them to like your preference. Go switch it. Make sure it's switched to all, because when Mal Waldrep announces, whether that be for Alabama or another team, I am going to put a short out for you guys, even though it is a little bit later this afternoon. We've talked about him a lot here. He is a three-star recruit in this 2025 class, ranked a little bit lower, but Alabama really, really likes this kid. Number 40 offensive tackle, according to the 247 Sports Composite Rankings. On3 actually has him listed as an interior offensive lineman. They have him listed as the number 39 interior offensive lineman in the country. He is the number 21 player from the state of Alabama, from Central High School over in Phenix City, Alabama. He's listed at 6'5", 325 pounds. So, whether Alabama likes him on the interior of the offensive line or out at that tackle position, I think his size translates at both positions. The top four schools for Waldrep right now: Clemson, Alabama, Florida, and Tennessee. He took official visits to all four of those schools, and most recently, after his Alabama visit, both Andrew Bone and Steve Wiltfong, both of On3, put in official predictions for Waldrep to commit to the Crimson Tide. And then earlier this morning, Tom Loy and Austin Hannon actually used to cover the Crimson Tide for 247 Sports. Now he's covering Clemson for 247 Sports. So another team in that top four for Waldrep. Both of those guys placed predictions or crystal balls for Waldrep to commit to the Crimson Tide. So I want to know what you guys think if you're watching this video before his announcement gets made. It is the pinned comment on today's video. So if that ad comes here on YouTube, take advantage of it. Go down there and vote for me. Do you guys think Mal Waldrep will commit to the Alabama Crimson Tide today? Y for yes, N for no. If you're watching this video after he is committed to whatever team it is, if it is Alabama, go down there and spam RTR. Reply to that pinned comment for me right now. Alabama has gone absolutely ballistic on the recruiting trail lately. 3 massive commitments in the past, week or so. Keelon Russell committed to the Crimson Tide last week. 4-star quarterback. Chuck McDonald, 4-star cornerback from Notre Dame High School. And Michael Carroll, just yesterday, he's an offensive line target for Alabama as well. And after these 3 commitments, Alabama has just been moving up and moving up and moving up in the 2025 recruiting rankings. This is the 247 Sports Composite Rankings. Notre Dame is number 1, Ohio State number 2, and Alabama, who is at 8 earlier, 2 weeks ago, now up to the number 3 spot. Clemson at number 4, Oklahoma at number 5, USC at number 6, LSU at 7, Texas A&M at 8, Auburn at 9, and Georgia at 10 in the 247 Sports Composite Rankings. You look over to the On3 Industry Rankings, which is not quite the same thing. They use a little bit of a different algorithm. Obviously, they take their site more into account than some of the other sites. They've got Ohio State at number 1, LSU up there at number 2, USC at number 3, Clemson at 4. They've got Bama moved up to it. Bama did move up to 5 for them. They had them a little bit lower as well. Notre Dame at number 6, Georgia at number 7, Oregon at number 8, Auburn at 9, and Texas A&M at 10. So the 2 names right now that we're really, diving in on, Mal Waldrep committing somewhere this afternoon at 6 p.m. Central Time, and also Dawson Merritt, 4-star linebacker. We'll see what happens for both of those guys. I think, Alabama, there's been official predictions from 247 Sports and On3 for both of these guys to commit to the Crimson Tide. So we'll see what happens. I think there's a lot of momentum, especially for somebody like Dawson Merritt as well. So we'll see what happens. We'll also have shorts for you guys when they commit, if they commit to the Crimson Tide. Make sure you guys get your Alabama football jerseys. Get ready for the season. Get ready for game day. Go to chatsports.com/Alabama jerseys. They are on sale right now. You can get them up to 30% off. They are originally $140. They're on sale right now for $104. You can get the custom jerseys, or you can get this one right here, the Bryce Young jersey. You can get some of those Alabama alumni as well, not just Bryce Young on there. So make sure you hit up Fanatics at chatsports.com/Alabama jersey. There will also be a link right over there in the corner that you can click on and just go in there and filter it. Whatever jersey you guys want, you can get the custom ones, or you can get the alumni jerseys as well. Alabama has offered another 2026 defensive lineman. This one, Vodney Cleveland. This kid is an absolute beast. Just go and watch his film. It is so fun watching this kid. He's a sophomore going into his junior season right now. He's listed at 6'3", 305 pounds. And this kid is just absolutely so much fun to watch. He's a 4-star recruit right now in the 2026 recruiting class. 115 overall, number 13 defensive lineman, and the number 6 player from the state of Alabama, coming from Prattville High School. Now, he's ranked about the same. There's not too much of a difference across the platforms where his rankings is. And I think it's always impressive when you see a kid that's in 8th grade playing on the JV team. So he wasn't even in high school yet when he was playing with the high school, the JV team. That's something that you can just look forward to, that, this kid's going to be good. In his sophomore highlights, they were super impressive. He is a massive run stopper. He's got quick hands to, shuck the offensive lineman off of him. He's super squirrely. He's got some fun moves that he loves to play around with to get past those offensive linemen. He hits the gaps hard, man. He's just absolutely flying into the backfield, and he makes a lot of effort plays. Just because he gets through into the backfield, just because he gets through doesn't mean the ball carrier's there. And there's a lot of plays in his highlight tapes where he's just chasing guys down, whether that's 15, 20 yards downfield. A kid that's 300 pounds doesn't really do that a lot unless he's got that drive that you really, really want in a player. He just eats up double teams along the offensive line. And I cannot wait just to see how far this kid flies up the recruiting rankings in the next 2 seasons. And, Alabama only has 1 defensive lineman commit so far here in the 2025 class. Curtis Perry, obviously, he transferred to Virginia Tech. This is what Alabama's got right now. Your only seniors here are Tim Smith and Jamarian Latham on this team. So I know there's a lot of people who are like, why aren't we going after more defensive linemen in this 2025 class? Well, I think they just genuinely like where Alabama sits along the defensive line. Tim Keenan, Jaheim Otis, LT Overton, all those guys, there's so much talent along this defensive line. I don't know how they're going to switch in and out all these guys, keep them fresh and on the field. But I think, whether it's the starters, whether it's the depth, you've got some super talented freshmen. You've got some super talented sophomore that haven't really even seen the field yet. They're going to be getting on the field here in the next, they'll probably get some on the field this year, but, next year and the year after, I don't think Alabama's necessarily super worried about the defensive line room, especially here in this 2025 class. So I want you guys predict for me in the comments section right now, how many defensive linemen do you think Alabama is going to have in this 2025 class? They've only got 1 so far, but let me know in the comments section what you guys think.